I'm Jamie Cleminson, this is my U21. This is provision for elderly people at David Lloyd's Leisure Centre. I was looking at gaps for the elderly. David Lloyd's Leisure Centre does not have any classes specifically for the elderly people, which is obviously a downfall. They run a class which is relaxing, that focuses on balance between body and mind, which is suitable for all kinds of performance levels, so obviously elderly could do that. But they also do an aqua, which is water-based exercises. They also do Zumba and other dance exercises, but the aim of these is to burn calories, so nothing specifically aimed at the elderly. This is a huge gap, as over 20% of the people in that area around Drayton and Helston are over 65, which means David Lloyd's Leisure Centre could be underachieving, as a fifth of the population are not going to their centre. This is my idea for a class. I think that walking clubs would be a good idea because it's not too strenuous, which is perfect for old people. It also benefits them because it works on aerobic capacity and basic big muscle movements. So instead of doing gym work and things like that, they're still getting their exercise, but it's nothing too strenuous. This could also be seen as a social opportunity because they may not get out a lot and meet people, so it's a new opportunity to meet people and maybe socialise with people they already know. If they enjoy the classes, then they'll tell friends and family about it, which will bring in more members, so we do not lose out on this 20% demographic. The way I'm going to market my session is I put articles, reviews, and what classes the Leisure Centre have on the website, because the website's already up and running, which we can use that. So it's a perfect opportunity for them to do that. We would hand out leaflets and flyers to local residents and the community. It's a very big area around there in Drayton, so we could deliver leaflets through doors to gain recognition and get the word around. I did my research and I've looked that there are plenty of buses running and frequently around that area that stop outside the Leisure Centre and the ASDA near it, so people who do not have cars can access the Leisure Centre, and this will bring in more people. If people don't have cars because they're getting elderly and a lot older, then they can use a bus which will drop them right outside. Operational considerations. The classes would have to be fitted into the timetable, which wouldn't be a problem because it doesn't actually have to be at the centre. Seeing as this is a walking club, we can use the David Lloyd ground, but we could go out of that area and go elsewhere, depending on the length of the walk in that session. Obviously we could build it up as the sessions go along, but we'll see what the participants want. As people will be over 65, most of them will be retired, which means they have the daytimes free. On my research, I found that the elderly people prefer late morning sessions, so we could base our sessions on these times, like 10, 11 o'clock. And the David Lloyd's Leisure Centre also have a CAF, which means they don't have to just turn up and leave. They can socialise after with friends and go back to that social aspect. The human and physical resources. To be able to carry out these, you'd need qualified staff, which the club already has, which is useful. But obviously you don't need to be too qualified to run a walking club. These new classes will not cost the centre anything, but may entice people in to have memberships, which will bring money in and get elderly people in that area more active. It doesn't require many facilities, as we can use the grounds or surrounding area. On my research, I found that over 65% of adults are not physically active, which these classes can target and improve these statistics. The cost of the session will be £5 because we need to cover costs of staff. We'll only need 1 or 2 staff, which will be £15 to £20, so we'll need around 8 people to break even. So hopefully we will have more than 8 people to make profit. If we could double this by the end of when we're doing the review, they'd be making good profit, and it's been done before by other people, but that's later in the slideshow. Smart targets, specific to increase the participation of elderly people getting active in the local area, which is that Drayton area. Measurable, we will measure after 6 to 8 weeks to see if we have a regular group of people coming consistently to these classes, to see if it's going well. Achievable would be to increase the amount of classes a week. This would only be if the participants wanted this, and we'll see how it's going at the end of the review. Realistic to complete these classes at least once a week, and the time will be 6 to 8 weeks.
So what's our target number for people coming to do this?
What? At the review?
Yeah.
6 to 8 weeks after.
When we've established it, what do we want as a minimum?
I'd say around 15 people. 15 people to at least cover costs. And I think that's achievable.
And that's what will cover our costs, 15 people?
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll cover them like easily. Yeah, the strengths is popular activities at a good, reliable business with excellent facilities, such as the cafes I spoke about earlier. But people enjoy walking, It just around that area you've got some nice walks, but it's obviously at a good place and it's got a big ground to do it in. Weaknesses: prices may not be too affordable as they do not work anymore as they are retired, but we'll still have that money there. Opportunities will be to have more sessions a week if the class is enjoyed and liked by participants, and they may want to do more classes at the leisure centre so we can add more in and bring in more profit. Threats is that the weather in the winter may stop the walking club or participants being able to do walking near their own home, so not having to travel to the centre to do a walking club. Timescale and review of dates. It would start up one session a week, whenever during the week. We've decided that it'd be a Wednesday because it's midweek around 10 to 11 AM, which is late morning, as I spoke about my research earlier. After 6 to 8 weeks, I'll have a review of how well the session is going and ask the participants if they're enjoying it. And we can either stop it if it's not working or add another day a week, all depending on how much they're enjoying it and find it beneficial to them. How do we know it will work? It's proved to work, as Age UK have done it. They have an elderly club who do walking and things like this. They get many participants because they're an established name and brand. We need to see how it goes and if participants are liking it. But this links back to the smart targets we spoke about earlier. And if we get our name and brand out there, then the word will get around. We'll hopefully have more participants, which will bring more profit in.
KPIs?
KPIs, it was the same as the last one. We've got things like, so the people, what we get from the beginning to the end, and how much, obviously, profit we're making. But we'll take it, register at the start, see how many people we're getting, register at the end, and hopefully you'll see a big difference in how many we've got due to the marketing that I spoke about earlier and things like that.
Okay. So they're going to get the bus to the centre,
yep.
And then every walk starts from the centre.
Yeah. Yep.
Why walking club based at David Lloyd then?
Well, we thought it'd be another opportunity. You know, I mentioned the social aspect earlier.
Yeah.
Not everyone just wants to go on a walk on their own. They can walk. You can talk with your friends, obviously. Talk to new people as you're walking as well, as it's not strenuous and things like that. So go there, meet, and then after the walk, where it finishes, you can we've got the cafe, so you can go in there, have a coffee and things like that. So
with Age UK doing the walking club,
yep.
What do they pay?
What do they pay? What them?
Do they pay to do this walking club?
Yeah, there's not one around here, so then that's another gap in the market where we had a look at.
Okay.
And there's not one around here. I'm not sure what they pay, but we had a look, and there's not in the county. So we've targeted this, and people can come to our leisure centre and do that.
So we know walking clubs can work.
Yep.
There's nothing being done in Norfolk at the moment.
Nope.
Okay. If you can get some supporting evidence to back up your presentation, then that would be useful.
Yeah.
I think it could work. Maybe we can get some David Lloyd branding for clothing or something, or to show a bibs, maybe even, so when they're out walking, they're part of the David Lloyd walking club.
Yeah.
So that helps market it while we're doing it. Is there any nice walks around that area?
I don't live around that area, but I've heard from a few people, like one of my mates, that there's a few walks around that area, and the David Lloyd premises is quite big itself, so you can have a few walks around there and things like that.
Okay. Right, thanks very much, Gemma.
No problem.